We've waited to get out and experience the outdoors. Well, you know why. But there are some who have used this time to get handsome and muscular.
No, it's not me. It's this guy. It's the Kushaq. Yes, it's muscular, it's handsome, and absolutely nothing that you would expect from a Skoda car. Now, if you see the front grille, the wing design, the Skoda wing design actually dominates the front. And the slim LED headlights as also the DRLs that actually merge well into that grille. And that's what makes it even better, and it looks robust. Now the wheel arches also are nice and muscular and robust, but it's the skid plate that adds the aggression, and it's this aggression that you can see splashed all over the car.
Look at it head on, and it's quite a wide car, but not as wide as the others in the segment. It's shorter, lower in terms of height, but still manages to have a ground clearance of 188 millimeters and best-in-class wheelbase. Move to the side and you see the design doesn't have many sharp lines, and it's all to keep the look simple yet ageless. There's a nice crease that runs along the side of the Kushaq, and that really adds to the muscle of the car.
Now the two elements here at the rear, especially these tail lamps, is basically the C-shape element that you see on a Skoda car, and it's quintessentially Skoda, which again gets reflected in this one. Of course, there's the Skoda badging and the splash of chrome that you see there, but it's the wider stance that also gets your attention, because it does look wider from the rear, though it's not overdone. And when compared to the rivals in its segment, it's not the widest of the lot, but still visually it looks wider. In fact, the skid plate also adds a bit of muscular and aggressive dimension to the car, which basically we've come to expect of SUVs, haven't we?
However, it's the crystalline elements on the car that make it, without a doubt, a Skoda. But enough about the design then. Let's get to the engine options first. There are two petrol motors, the 1 litre and the 1.5 litre TSI. No diesel on offer. The 1 litre engine makes 113 bhp and 175 Nm of torque. But Skoda gave us just one version to drive.
Now we've only got the 1.5 litre engine to drive. 1 litre, Skoda will hand it to us later, but for now it's just the 1.5 that we get. And it's a powerful machine, 148 bhp on offer, 250 Newton meters of torque from below 2000 RPM, and that means there's that initial push. Now even if you push the car, it actually gives you power till about 5000 RPM, where it stabilizes and then it just plateaus until 6000 RPM and then drops down. But till about 6000 RPM, you have decent amount of power at your disposal. And it's that 7-speed TSG gearbox that makes it all happen. You know, and even it reacts so quickly to all your inputs. In fact, even the paddle shifters, they just work so well. And each and every time you want that power, it just hands it to you. And that's why the DSG is an absolute knockout.
There's also a 6-speed manual on offer, which we are sure will be immense fun. And that's also because of the way it drives.
It drives like a hot hatch. I'm sorry, it's out there. If I've offended a few SUV guys, I'm sorry, but it does. It so does. and it takes everything in its strides thanks to that stiffly sprung suspension and the 17-inch chunky tires. It's just taking everything. It just takes each and every pothole on, and it just squeezes out everything for you. Even the deeper craters, it takes it in its stride, and you don't get disturbed in the cabin. And that is really good for a country like India.
The Kushaq also gets the active cylinder deactivation tech that we've seen on the T-Roc. What this tech does is, while cruising at certain speeds, it shuts 2 out of the 4 cylinders, thereby allowing the engine to run more efficiently. Having said all of that, for most of you, it's the creature comforts that matter on the inside.
Now the dashboard is extremely uncluttered, and there are minimal buttons, as you can see here, and all that is very intentional. Now you get a 10-inch touchscreen infotainment system. It gets wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and there are various functionalities. There's also the Skoda Connect that you get, that is that makes the Kushaq a connected car and gets those features as well. You have the nice climate control system, ventilated seats up front, you get a sunroof as well, and all that is, it's good that the Skoda Kushaq gets that. But what we miss is the instrument cluster, the virtual instrument cluster, or the virtual cockpit from the Volkswagen Group. And we expect that because this is the top spec style variant that we have. And so looking at an analog dial actually, doesn't really suit it, is what I feel. It's clearly not a deal breaker, no way. But if it could have had that, well, it could have been great.
With just 3 variants on offer, Active, Ambition and Style, the bigger displacement petrol engine is only available in the top spec style variant. And we can definitely say there's a lot provided in terms of tech. You also get the Skoda Connect connected car feature, where you can check the car's real-time speed, track driving behavior, track your car, and of course add a geo-fence, so you know where the car is. Yes, there is no remote unlock or remote ignition, but that's because Skoda says that it has focused its attention on what the consumer really needs and uses. But you also don't get electric seat adjustment up front, which I think is a miss given that the rivals do offer it. Safety kit on the top spec version includes 6 airbags, auto headlamps and wipers, a multi-collision braking system, tire pressure monitoring system and hill start assist. All variants also come fitted with ESC as standard. But let's get into the rear seat, because the comfort there matters in this segment.
Now the rear seat becomes very important, and that is because of the claim that Skoda Auto India has made, and that is that this one has the longest wheelbase among all its closest rivals. Yes, it is 2651 millimeters, so there's more space between the wheels. And you can see it here because the kind of knee room I have, and I'm tall and broad, it's a lot. And there's decent amount of headroom as well, and good amount of shoulder room. One thing obviously is that if someone like me were to sit, only 2 people can sit here. But someone probably less in proportions than me, well, we could fit in 3. But this is a space for 2 people from where I sit. There are of course rear AC vents that you get, and also charging points. So you have those features here, but it is still roomy. And the seats are extremely comfortable because I have good under thigh support, and you sit upright, which makes you comfortable for even long journeys.
The Kushaq might be late to the compact SUV party, but Skoda has done its homework. The new MQB A0iN platform gives it an edge. With localization levels in the car inching towards 95%, the price of the Kushaq will be extremely competitive. Skoda expects the Ambition variant of the SUV to be one of the most sought-after variants, and that's because it will be feature-packed and value for money. We expect prices to start at 9 lakh rupees and go all the way to 15 lakh rupees for the top spec variant. And that's the sweet spot. The Kushaq certainly has what it takes to lure customers, and with a 4-year and 1 lakh kilometer warranty and flexible maintenance packages, Skoda has most of the ground covered. The Skoda then ticks most of the boxes. And yes, if priced right, will kick up a storm in the compact SUV segment.